FOREST21 is a project to strengthen South African forestry higher education. The project has been conceptualized and coordinated by Forestry South Africa, strengthened by cooperation with industry and associated partners.
This is a very innovative program that involves 5 training institutions in South Africa and 3 in Europe. This program aims at building or mainstreaming issues of climate change into forestry education, as well as mainstreaming issues of entrepreneurship.
We all know how important forests are for the global sustainability, so forest institutions are critical in training future experts to save the world.
The forestry landscape in South Africa covers 5 diverse provinces, all of which are represented by the partnering institutions. The FOREST21 European partners are leaders in their field and are assisting South African institutions to build local capacity and improve the global competitiveness of the South African forestry industry.
We're working on collaboratively identifying the best practices and ways to do research together, to do education together, and to train teachers together to reform educational methods to better address these global challenges.
We'll help FOREST21 project with competence within climate smart forestry and sustainable forestry, because we have a long experience in teaching sustainable forestry.
The initiative has 3 core pillars: climate smart forestry, forestry entrepreneurship, and student-centered teaching methods. These fundamentals target job creation and the global priority to combat climate change. Problem-based learning and student-centered teaching are at the heart of the project.
We have selected problem-based learning as a pedagogical approach, and in that approach students have active role in their own learning.
You teach students through exercises that they do in industry, which I think is a great way of learning. It's not purely theoretical classroom-based, but you tackle a specific industry problem, and through that they learn the content of that subject field. So I think that's an amazing way to transfer knowledge.
This will bring a new dimension to our academic programs, to not only look at the biophysical environment in isolation, but to deal with the very unique socio-economic context of our country as well. And the outputs will quite likely be, let's call them new generation business models.
I think students also have welcomed the project very well. They are also beginning to understand the objective that the project is trying to achieve in actually assisting them and preparing their future, not to also become job seekers, but also to become employers in their own right. In other words, generating or creating or establishing businesses.
For me, the highlight is the insight on really thinking and restructuring our mindset around education, especially the formal curriculum. Yesterday's workshop on the entrepreneurial skills that could be included or more embedded within the curriculum was the highlight for me.
Climate smart forestry is the sector's commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and increase its efforts to combat climate change.
Climate smart forestry is about mitigating the effects of climate change, which is of course a big problem in today's world. But it's also about adapting to the climate change. Climate change is coming anyway.
Climate smart forestry is going to be also beneficial because in South Africa we can already see the changes that are caused by the climate.
So as a forester, we also want to contribute our quota and make sure that we are able to see a way around some of these issues that is coming up as a result of climate change. Disease, pests, fire incidents, floods.
So the future of plantation forestry looks very good. There's going to be an increased demand for forest products, in a world that is moving away from plastics, a world that is looking for biodegradable materials. But at the same time, we have to find ways to practice plantation forestry in a much more environmentally friendly, socially responsible and economically viable way. And this is where FOREST21 will provide us with the right type of business models, the right way of looking at things as forestry being part of a much bigger socio-economic system.
Now is the time to stand together. It is our responsibility to our children, future generations, and every living thing that inhabits the earth.